Yeah, so I'm super excited, very excited about the news that is coming out. And you know, the other day I made a video and I said Peter Obi has activated us. I mean, Peter Obi has reactivated the obedient movement, and that is what Peter Obi has done. Peter Obi has taken a bold move to move from Labour Party to ADC. A lot of people will not understand the dynamics of what is happening, but the move to ADC became important because the Labour Party has been compromised, completely compromised. They see there's no future in Labour Party. I don't want to accuse the judiciary, but what I know is this, that so long as Peter Obi remained in the Labour Party, there was no future, because it will be litigation till we lose our ability to contest for this election that is coming in 2027. So today, Peter Obi in Enugu State officially makes his position clear in the ADC, and they are obedient. Here we move. Start getting ready as we prepare all our political strength, political talent, political skills, and see how we can rescue this country from this government that lacks vision, from this government that is trying to collect money from people but is writing debt of NNPC. You are writing up debt of NNPC, meaning that all the people that cannot account for that money should go, but you want to tax Nigerians from the little money that we have. So this government needs to go. Meanwhile, obedience, congratulations as we prepare towards the next move. God bless you.
So all of us that are gathered here, I been part of this coalition from day one, because I've heard people say it's trying to defect or join party. I was part of this coalition from day one. So people know I was part of it when it was being discussed. I was part of it when it was launched. I'm saying that we are now calling. I thank all my leaders that are gathered here. You must have leaders. Electoral fraud publicly. And we are saying that those who are planning to rig the election in Nigeria on 2027, we will resist it by every means possible. Let me start by just recognizing some of our distinguished leaders that are here. I have to recognize the party chairman, our own dear senior brother, distinguished Senator David Mark. Recognize the chairman of our occasion and our dear father, Chief Simon Okeke, and all the elders that are here, because all the ex-governors here, apart from maybe my junior brother Emeka, and all my seniors, let me say on all protocols very respectfully and duly observed. It's true, there's two juniors here. So let me recognize all of them and set all protocols very duly observed. Today is an important day. Today is the last day of 2025. So we are ending this year with a hope that in 2026 we will begin a journey of rescue of our country. For proper socio-economic development that will be unifying and inclusive. We have all watched those who benefited from our democracy sometimes now become accessories to destroying our democracy, either through coercion and gangsterism against the opposition. We cannot allow this to happen. We will resist it. We've not seen people who benefited in our democracy be part of celebrating electoral fraud publicly. And we are saying that those who are planning to rig the election in Nigeria come 2027, we will resist it by every means lawful and legitimate. And we are urging this happen because we have weak institutions like INEC, which we are urging them in the coming election. We must do whatever it is to follow the rules and the regulation, starting by educational qualification for eligibility to sit for any election. We can no longer be where they are asking whether this person went to school or not. We have 1 year now to determine who went to school and who didn't go to school. We have 1 year now for people to tell us the school they attended. And when they left those schools, we don't want it to be something we go to court after election. They say it's pre-election matter. We have pre-election situation now to verify everybody who wants to contest the election for Nigeria. And we must follow that. Our commitment is about Nigeria. In all my touring and everything, we are committed to a better Nigeria, and we found all the studies that we have followed religiously, and I'm going to mention a few to tell you why it is important what we are doing here today and why we must follow it, and know that two things are critical if we are going to turn around Nigeria. We must stay united. Nigeria today is not united. We must ensure the unity of the country. We must ensure we have competent leadership. I have followed by studies of where we have conflict, where we have strife, where there's disunity, and where there's unity, and what it brought about. Because of it, I've read several books in it, but I'm going to cite one which Professor Tommy knows very well. He took me to visit one of the best authors who wrote on conflict resolution and transformation, because we're talking about transforming our country. And that took me to read a book by Professor Nicole Fox of California University. And after reading that book, met with him alongside Professor Tommy, and after listening to him, I decided, for the interest of what happened in Rwanda, to visit Rwanda, and sat down, had the opportunity of sitting down with Paul Kagame to listen what he did in reconciling and transforming that society, which shows me hope that it can happen here. And if you look at what he did, it is evident that in 1995, if you look at it, the GDP per capita of Rwanda is $227. Today, it is $1,100, a growth of over 500%. While our own country, in 1995, the GDP per capita of $1,225, today we are below 1,000. 30 years after, for the giant of Africa. We cannot continue this way. Our people are in pain. That is why we are coming to talk about how do we unify our country. Following that particular visit and the differential showing in underdevelopment of this country, I decided to go further. That took me to read another book, Growing Apart, which is a book about Indonesia and Nigeria. Indonesia and Nigeria have the same similarity in population, high population, cultural, economic structure, everything. However, after reading that book, I decided I'm going to take a tour of the United States to meet with Professor Lewis personally. When I sat down with him, What he told me was more revealing and shocking than what I read in the book. And I decided to take a trip to Indonesia to see what they did. That took me to meet with the Minister of Planning of Indonesia, Minister of Education, Minister of Small Business, Minister of Small Villages, Minister of Health. I met the Vice President and the most celebrated president in Indonesia, Joko Widodo, to know what they did. When you do at all this, one thing is very clear: unity and competent leadership. Unity and competent leadership. And if you follow what they've been able to do, today Indonesia is a commendable success. Where they've moved now, they've become one of the over 1 trillion economy. The first in Southeast Asia, about 1.4 today, and the biggest economy in Southeast Asia with per capita of $5,300. When Nigeria, again lamentably, is today our GDP have halved from what it was 10 years ago to 240 and below 1,000 per capita. What did they do differently? Competent leadership and unity have shown what you can do. In all the studies, like I said, following that, you've listened where somebody who won a Nobel Peace Prize said that Nigeria knows what to do to prosper. The 2024 Nobel Peace Prize winner in economics said Nigeria knows what to do to prosper, but refuses to do it. Professor James Robinson of Chicago University. I spent 3 hours with him in Chicago University to listen about what he has to say. It all boils down to unity, competent leadership that have capacity, have commitment and compassion to change the socio-economic of the country. That is what we are lacking. And that's what we need to change. What they did is not rocket science. It can be done here and we'll get the same result. It is not rocket science. I've studied it, I've followed it all over. One thing that is common about all these leaders is that they build consensus of their people. And how did they do it? By being honest to them and telling them the truth. A leader must speak the truth. A leader must be trusted. A leader cannot be part of telling people one thing and doing the opposite. You must do the same thing. If you must ask people to fast, you should not feast. Whatever you tell the people to do, the leader must show it. We can no longer sit in a country where our leaders tell us lie. We cannot. They are truthful people. They live a life of just. And that is what is lacking here. We have a situation where we said we are fighting corruption, but we have monumental corruption in front of us. We have a situation where we have closed our shop, chasing thieves, and allowing other people to pack whatever remains in the shop away. We borrowed more money than we have ever borrowed. We saved all the money we are supposed to save, and yet our people are dying of hunger. There's insecurity. Nigeria has never seen this level of insecurity. We have never seen this level of hunger. We have never seen this level of division, where our country is so divided that we are at the point of hating each other. I have traveled all over the place. And my appeal to all of us, to those who are visiting us, that we must come together united to be able to fight this. We can no longer allow those by dividing us. We can no longer allow those who live by making us poor. Nigeria is not a poor country. We are looted into poverty, and we must stop that looting. Nigerians are not lazy people. We've been betrayed. Nigeria, we can no longer continue rewarding criminals. We can no longer allow normalizing what is not normal. We must then change it. And to change it, we must come with unity of purpose. We are now talking about tax regime. How can you, everybody who knows about fiscal policy knows that a tax is a social contract. A social contract that when you empower your people, they become more productive and they pay you more tax. How can you tax people who are unemployed? We have 130 million people living in multidimensional poverty. We have 80 million Nigerians, young Nigerians who are unemployed, and you're talking about tax. You can't grow revenue when people are starving. You cannot grow revenue by throwing people into poverty. You must grow revenue. It's a bank account. You must pay in before withdrawal. These people are withdrawing without paying anything in. That must stop.
Welcome back to the channel. So we've heard what these people have to say, and it's obvious some people, let me say some Nigerians, they believe that Peter Obi seems to be the only one or the only political figure that really worries Tinubu and the APC. Now they are saying that it's not about noise or hype, but about how Obi has carried himself in the past. This man has been quiet, disciplined, focused, and always coming with receipts about his achievements. Now who does that? And they actually keep pointing out how he ran Anambra State with strict financial control, how he was able to avoid wasting money, and he even left savings when leaving office. And a lot of Nigerians think that these past records make him stand out, and that's why they believe the ruling party does not take him lightly. That's APC. So some people are also saying that Obi's style of politics is different from the usual Nigerian way, which we all know. He talks more about data, accountability, and also results. Whether you agree with this or not, that's not the point. But a lot of Nigerians feel that this man changed the political conversation in the country. And that's one of the reasons some supporters think that Tinubu and APC don't joke with him. And I think half of the youth in Nigerians really want him to be president, because he talks about issues in a way that forces everybody to sit up. Even during his campaigns, anytime Obi drops a point or exposes government waste, it trends instantly, and supporters say it's like it shakes the political space. Now, another thing is Obi's reputation for living a simple life. During his party manifesto, he said a lot of things, how he doesn't fly business class and all that. This man does not like waste at all, and he doesn't move with unnecessary drama or spend public money carelessly. So stories about him traveling without a big convoy or staying in normal hotels, these have become part of his brand. And that's why Obi supporters believe that these things make him look more trustworthy than many politicians. Yes, definitely nobody is perfect, we all know that. But we all know that this man is better compared to Atiku and Tinubu. And that is why APC doesn't underestimate him. In between, they might come online to say that Obi's own is not a case, this and that. But they know his reputation is clean enough to attract voters who are tired of the usual political patterns. A lot of people feel like that Obi has a strong emotional connection with young Nigerians, which I've stated earlier, be it online or offline. His name still triggers serious engagement. Nigerians, they say that his influence didn't die after the election. Instead, it keeps growing. And for these people, any politician who can still command the level of attention after losing is someone the ruling party has to pay attention to. So when Nigerians say Peter Obi is the only one the ruling party is afraid of, I believe they are right to some extent. And that's because of his clean image, past achievements, and the strong support base he has built. And that's the obedience movement. So what's your take about this? What do you think about it? Please kindly let me know in the comment section. And if today is your first time joining my channel, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe.